Yeah.
We got London on the track.
This is all God's doing, man, you can't plan it. But if the devil's in the details, then I'm satanic.
People's kid, how we doing? It's your boy Kobe back with another video, and as always, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Guys, I know I've been away for a minute, but it's honestly great to be back. To be frank, with the NBA in pause mode and not really much to talk about, I just decided I was going to take a break from uploading and just wanted to work on some other stuff. But of course, once I got my summer fun out of the way and the off season kind of ending, I knew I was just going to get right back into it, and that's what's going on right now. Anyways, enough of that. Today I was going to do a quick vid on Duke to discuss their time over in Canada over the past few days and explain some of the biggest and surprising takeaways. Of course, they won every game without a hiccup, but as always with these blowouts, the more interesting topics are in the details. So as always, if you guys enjoy, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for your boy. Great to be back, and let's just jump right into this video. Number 3. Zion Williamson is not just a dunker. It just would have been so wrong not to start this conversation with the most talked about prospect in the world. After getting snippets of what he was going to do with the Duke jersey across the chest all over the summer, Williamson delivered beyond a lot of the critics' imagination on the court this weekend, and he might have ended any stereotypes of him being only a dunker. Even with averaging almost 29 points per game and showing his scoring diversity throughout the 3-game exhibition tour, the thing that impressed me most about Zion was his ability and willingness to handle the ball and set up his teammates. For all the talk and concern of Williamson's weight and how 285 pounds is simply too big for his eventual NBA frame, he really doesn't look burdened in terms of his quickness, nor his athleticism, as we all know. In fact, Zion was quite agile on the perimeter offensively, and I'm sure Coach K is excited with the creative freedom he will have to set his lineups with a versatile unicorn like Williamson. Another aspect to touch on is the development of Zion's jump shot. Now, if you're like me who has gone through several of Williamson's high school mixtapes of him dominating the rest of his competition, I bet a few of you might have also noticed how few of his clips included him actually shooting the basketball. As this has been perceived as one of his major weaknesses, the good news for him and Duke is he actually did not hesitate to take outside shots, and even knocked down 3 3-pointers against Ryerson. The free throws will certainly be a bit of a growing pain, but the fact that Zion is showing the desire to shoot with confidence is encouraging, especially considering he could get by banging down the lane just about every play. In the NBA, he will thank himself for this clear example of self-awareness. Yet, overall, regardless of Zion's weaknesses, one thing for sure is that this beast of a player will be one of the greatest athletes college basketball has ever seen, and I can't wait to see what this year has in store for him and Duke. Number 2. RJ Barrett is still the best player on this team. With all the talk and excitement for Zion's debut for Duke this past weekend, it's quite easy to forget about RJ Barrett if you're just a casual fan. For those who don't follow closely, you may be surprised to know that the freshman Barrett was actually the number 1 ranked player in the class of 2018. Although he doesn't have the 1 million followers on Instagram Williamson possesses, Barrett has equaled the amount of basketball ability, if not more, than his teammate, and he showed this time and time again over the 3-game stretch. Looking for his shot early and often, Barrett had zero hesitation in getting the rock and diving to the hole at a moment's notice, evidenced by his team-leading 30.7 points per game. While he's not quite the athlete Zion is, Barrett also had his fair share of big-time slams that were often catalyzed by plays he made on the defensive end. Granted, the competition was nothing to write home about. RJ showed excellent lateral quickness, and I'm sure he'll be all over the passing lanes when playing on the wing this year. As the Duke diehards would know, the Duke coaching staff opted to pretty much exclusively play zone last year, a rarity for a guy like Coach K, who has made a living preaching and implementing his man-to-man defensive principles. With someone like Barrett, who I think has all the capabilities to be an all-conference defender if he stays committed to that side of the ball, I wonder if Duke will opt back to the more traditional strategy of man-to-man. Getting back to the sexier aspects of Barrett's game though, another major thing we learned from Barrett is he too is a willing and gifted passer. To be honest, RJ had such an ease in setting the tone for Duke and getting them into their offense that I wouldn't be surprised if he would be called upon to play some point guard later into the season. And in the fast break, Barrett possesses an unsuspecting motor, as his long strides give him the opportunity to attack off a rebound or throw up some lobs to mini Zion. All jokes aside, it wasn't all rainbows for Barrett. He did force the issue a few times, and his jump shot is surprisingly a bit less reliable than I had thought it was going to be heading into the year. Yet even with a bit of streakiness in his shot and a bit of hero ball in his game, to me there is little doubt he is still the best all-around player on this Duke squad and will prove so once again when the season begins. Number 1. Duke is not as good and deep as you think. With all the praise that I've heaped upon Barrett and Williamson so far in this video, you may think I believe this Duke team is going to be one of the greatest teams in recent memory. And while the potential is certainly there to win a national title, I want to be clear this team still has a long way to go, and comparisons to other teams from years past is way too premature in my opinion. In discussion of some cause for concern, I was a bit surprised to see how much offense went through Zion and RJ in all 3 of these games. Of course, I recognize both freshmen Tre Jones and Cam Reddish were held out for precautionary reasons, and they should be the team's 3rd and 4th best players upon return, but I'm just a bit perplexed at how underwhelming some of the upperclassmen have looked against these teams. 7-footer and former top 20 recruit Marquise Bolden cannot get anything going against D3 competition, and Javin DeLaurier, a player I have been calling on to become more assertive offensively throughout his Duke career, has not seemed to grow much apart from being an energy and defensive guy. So like most Duke teams, this squad is top heavy and will depend on their freshmen to handle the overwhelming majority to put up points. If a player or two gets injured from that rotation, the ceiling of this Duke team dramatically declines at a rate far greater than, say, the 2014-2015 Kentucky team if they lost one of their guys. Not trying to dampen the excitement or anything, but just want people to hear an honest critique of this roster instead of just, oh, Duke's going undefeated. Look, I love Jack White's shooting and Alex O'Connell's gamesmanship, but quite frankly, the drop-off after RJ, Zion, Cam, and Tre Jones is so big that Coach K will be looking at playing these guys 35 minutes a night regularly. Yet, as long as we can stay injury-free and prepare for some obvious growing pains that will come, as a Duke fan and recent grad, I can't help but be optimistic of this upcoming season and another quest to get a national championship. Only 78 days to go. Anyways guys, that's the video, hope you enjoyed. Just a fun overview of the exhibition tour and thought it'd be a good topic to return on. Definitely let me hear you guys' thoughts. What was your impression of the team, especially Zion and RJ? Are they going number 1 and number 2 in next year's draft? And who would you rather have? Leave all those comments below. With that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day or night. I got plenty more videos coming, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.